Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of PSVG, the official podcast of PlayStationVideoGames.com and the flagship show of the PSVG Podcast Network, the only podcast network to feature the real dads of war. It is I, your host, Kevin. With me this week, the returning Donnie, sir. How we doing?
Greetings, Koopalings. Doing pretty good, Kev.
Good. Glad to see you back. Also, strange sighting. I don't know. I think he got his nights mixed up. Jason's here.
Welcome to the Nintendo. Oh, hey, that's the wrong show. That was
take it easy today. You can take it easy. You don't need to. You don't need to host Fluxtapose. You don't need Nintendo Shack. You just get your cruise control tonight.
I'm on cruise control when I'm hosting those too. So I'll fit right in.
Fair enough. And a new enemy approaches, or challenger approaches. Coach,
how's it going? I'm not a dad, so can I qualify for that intro?
You have fur babies.
They are better than real babies. Mine walk, face.
I don't have to pick up my child's excrement when I take her for a walk, though.
Oh.
It's optional.
It's optional.
I feel like you should always pick it up when they go.
Well. Right,
you're saying your child doesn't do that outside?
Yes. Yeah, I don't need to.
That's where the confusion was. I was like, oh, that's really messed up for you not to clean up after your kids.
You know, for a teacher, you don't know how kids work.
No, not until they turn 12 to 15.
Okay.
After that, I know that they're human beings and they're awesome.
Fair enough. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in this week and checking us out. We do appreciate it. And as always, we encourage you to share with a friend. Hit up the website. Check out all of the things we do and all of the shows we have. By all means, we can't name them all because we only have an hour-long show here. And that would take way too long just to talk about the shows we have. So let's instead talk about what we've been playing, what we've been watching. Jason, why don't you go first since you've been gone for so long?
Oh, gosh, you better... I got to go through everything since the last episode?
Yes, since the last time you were on, you need to cover every single game you've played. So Super Mario Odyssey, right? You just got that.
No, let's not do that. As stated on the Nintendo Shack in previous episodes, I have played the Long Reach. You can listen to the most recent episode of Shack. We did a review cast on that. I've been playing Flint Hook. Again, I've talked about that at length before. So something that I'm sure will be touched on by others here. I'm playing my Xbox. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm playing this new game you might have heard of. It just came out. It's called Sea of Thieves.
What of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves.
As in like the letter C?
Yeah, like cookie.
Oh, well, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is why I don't come on this show very often. But I played in a couple of the betas and the stress tests, but I've only actually had like 2 hours with it at release, so I can't say too much of it because I haven't played a lot of it. But I think the reviews are out right now, and I think the game might be getting a little bit of a unfair rap because so much of this game is about who you play with. I know Mo's got a good thing going where he's like the ultimate pirate troll. He can just go out there and solo and just wreak havoc like crazy. So I'm not at that level yet, but it's so much of this experience of who you're playing with, and that's what I've had fun because I just play with my friends, and it's just we hang out and have a good time. So for me, it's been real fun. I'm looking forward to getting some more time with it this weekend.
Fair enough. I'll jump in then since I got some stuff to talk about. So Sea of Thieves, I too have played it. Surprise. Big thank you to the Xbox Drive. Actually, I won a copy of Sea of Thieves, so that's pretty awesome. Dove into it last night. Well, actually, I played it a few times by myself solo, and I was like, I don't really get it. I didn't play the beta like some of you guys did, so I really had zero experience coming in. So I couldn't even figure out how to... I got the missions, and I would pick the mission, and I'm like, okay, now where does it show up on my map? I didn't realize you had a separate map you had to look at and compare to your map. So that was really confusing, but I figured it out eventually. Thanks to Jason, gave me some hints there, and I followed along there. But I played last night with Tyler, and man, we had a fun time. We streamed like an hour of it. It's up on the YouTube channel, but the highlight of it was we completed our first mission, grabbed some treasure chests. We get back to the base, I guess, the camp, whatever you want to call it. We can go and cash all it in. I pick up the treasure chest, and he's running in front of me, and he goes, "Oh, crap, there's a couple guys standing right near the guy who you need to trade it into. So he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I'm scared. I'm like, all right, just go over there. I'm going to run and just cash in as quick as I can.
Just murder.
Exactly. So I run over there and I cash in and I look over at Tyler, and the two guys literally have their muskets like in his face, right? So Tyler, being Tyler, busts out his accordion and starts playing music, right? So I'm dying. I'm laughing. I'm like, what is going to happen here? I have my gun on at this point, so I'm pointing too. One of the guys takes out his little guitar thing and he starts playing along, and the other guy starts dancing a jig. So I'm like, this is insane. So we're laughing our butts off. And then this goes on for like 20 seconds. So I jump in and I'm dancing too. And the guy pulls the gun back out, shoots Tyler directly in the face. And Tyler just yells out, "Why? I thought we were friends." So we had to make a mad dash for it. And we both died and they took our boat. But it didn't matter. We cashed in the treasures. That's really what matters. But
yeah,
that was my first real experience with Sea of Thieves. So that,
I want to play this game with Tyler so bad.
Oh,
I want to play with Tyler so bad.
Dude, it is so much. It's exactly what you'd expect playing this type of game with Tyler. I'm so happy he loves it. He played it like all day today before going into work. So just very, very happy for him. Still playing PUBG. Still now playing Fortnite. I kind of jump between the two for different reasons. I'm not really sure which one I prefer. It's kind of like depending on my mood. This is the game I want to play because Fortnite is much more action arcade, quick paced. And then PUBG is the one that's like much slower. You really got to think about what you're doing, and you can take your time with it and get the blood pumping a little more than I think than Fortnite. Played the long reach as well. I did listen to your guys' episode today, so I heard what your thoughts are. For the most part, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I might score just slightly higher, like maybe 70, but that's because I had no technical difficulties, but I played on the PS4. So some of your glitches and loading times and stuff you had, that might have just been a Switch thing. So I don't want to, if I was scoring it, I don't want to, penalize them for that because I didn't have a problem. But same thing. I thought the beginning had me hooked. Really cool story, really cool aesthetic. And then it just went off the rails with confusing puzzles that really weren't clear as to what you had to do sometimes. And then that whole ending was just, as you guys said, it's a hot mess. It makes no sense. Just like you guys, I still have no idea what happened at the end of that game. So take that with a grain of salt, everybody. You really have to be into this genre to dig this game, I think. Jumped into Agents of Mayhem finally, which I know Coach is a fan of, actually.
Love that game. Love it.
So we all know that I like, the Saints Row series, and I've had a lot of fun with that. So this was the next game that they did after Saints Row was put to bed, at least for the time being. And it still plays very much like it's still kind of over the top, but the best way to describe this is a like love letter to late 80s, early 90s Saturday morning cartoons like G.I. Joe, Transformers, like with the cheese factor and the enemies that are so over the top, with the evil voices, "I'll get you, agents," stuff like that. And it's just, and the cutscenes are all animated like the G.I. Joe cartoons, which is a lot of fun. But every character in the game has like a distinct personality and different play style, the different agents you toggle. And instead of playing as just one character, you're technically playing at three at a time in your squad, and each have different capabilities. So like the main guy I have right now, Hollywood, he's got kind of like the machine gun. And his bonus is like throwing grenades. But then you got the big guy who's got the shotgun. And then you have like the little girl who's like a hacker that has like these submachine guns. So they all play differently. You can swap in between them whenever you need to heal or you need to do a certain tactic against an enemy. So a lot of fun. Great writing, as all the Saints Row games have had. So I'm really having fun with that. And that'll definitely keep me busy straight up till Far Cry 5. Last thing I'll talk about. We normally don't always talk about movies, but I'm going to talk about one. I literally just finished watching one. Do any of you guys see the new Jumanji movie?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, in case you didn't know, but I think all you guys probably do, this is no spoilers here. It takes the board game and it actually transitioned to a video game. So these people are now, instead of sucked into a board game, are sucked into a video game. I don't know if it's just because in the mood I was in, this movie was very enjoyable. Not a great movie as far as like, well, this was great writing and plot design, everything like that. It was just fun, and it grabbed the aesthetic of video games, I think. Like, not the super serious ones, but more like cartoony, over the top type things there. And just the cast together is phenomenal. Jack Black, Kevin Hart, who I don't always like that much. He was really funny. And then The Rock. It was just, and Nick Jonas was in it, which I didn't know until like halfway through the movie. I was like, I looked at my wife and she goes, "Is that Nick Jonas?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I didn't know he was in it." But Really fun movie though. It's good for some laughs. Definitely hands down. A good family comedy. There's only a couple swears dropped by Kevin Hart, but not like F-bombs or anything like that. So a lot of fun. Worth checking out. I got it off Redbox. It's there now. So $2 on Blu-ray. Totally worth it. It's a good movie. That's it for me. I talked way too much. Coach, what have you been playing, buddy?
I played some Sea of Thieves. Again, I prefer it solo. You give me myself with one of the smaller boats, and I will find an island, and I will wait for you to come, and I will sneak onto your boat. I will wreck your boat. I will steal your stuff. You guys are so dirty.
I love it so much already.
But I feel like so far in the time that I've been playing this week, I think so far I can say I've honestly wrecked at least 8 boats from other people.
Oh my god!
I just love that mechanic. Like I really love being like because so I've played with Devin and Q and those guys, and when I don't have help selling the big rig, I can still sell that thing and get you around pretty easy. Which we can prove, like we have it on video. Those two did nothing. They literally did nothing the entire time we played. They just were running around shooting stuff, making noise, and I'm just laughing because they're great. But I love the sailing mechanic, and I love being able to like maneuver and find a way to go get into people. I always mute my mic because I'm always scared someone's gonna like hear me like breathing or cough like when I'm trying to sneak up and get them. And so I really love that mechanic that as you get closer, your party chat is made available. So I try to make sure I don't get found that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting feature.
So my girl Kat, she listens to the OT, and she basically was like, you know what? I'm going to beat coaching achievements this month. So she sent me a couple messages and some fun things, and she 1,000 this game called Whispering Something. And I was like, you know, if Kat can do it in 2 hours, I can do it. So I played that as well, got the 1,000 on it. Decent story, pretty good puzzles. Otherwise, I've played a lot of MLB 17. I canceled my pre-order of MLB 18 because there's no online franchise.
Yep.
I have no interest in playing a Major League Baseball game without the online franchise. Like, franchise with friends is why those games are good. So I've been playing some 17 with Brian and going through our franchise. Man, my Cubs are stacked. We have so much talent. It's not even fun. It is fun winning, but it's not like I feel bad for my team being so loaded. Other than that, I haven't played a lot. Oh, I played both Fortnite and PUBG Mobile. We had testing this week, so I had big 4-hour blocks where I got to sit in the hallway and be a bathroom monitor. PUBG Mobile, much better than Fortnite Mobile. Much better.
I'll get to that. We have some news on that later, so we'll definitely talk more about that.
Much better, like above and beyond better. But otherwise, that's been about it. Not a huge gaming week for me.
Okay. Good.
Coach, what's it been like playing, testing Sea of Thieves as long as you did? Like, what do you think has been the biggest improvement throughout the game's development that they made?
The biggest thing that I've seen, the development of the resources on islands, I think has been way better. So being able to go find barrels, find things that have extra things to load up to bring onto your boat, I think was an awesome mechanic. I think the other thing they've done better-wise is the hidden things inside the game. So I actually stumbled on the Kraken and freaked out, went nuts, went ballistic, because had I not been trailing this other ship and moving behind islands so they couldn't see me and seen them get attacked by it, I would not have been able to do it. And I cannot wait for me to actually have to try to fight that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I love the things they're bringing in. I love the shark mechanic. I still think there needs to be more customization available. I think that I think the bar is pretty low right now.
I wish we could make our own pirate.
Yeah,
I mean, within limitation, because a big part of the progression right now is that further customization. But at least let's not just sit there and randomly like refresh those 5 or 6 that they load up in hopes you get something you kind of want.
No, I'm with you on that. But the mechanics, like when you get them down, you fall in love so fast. I can sail a big galleon and I can sail a small ship by myself and have a blast. Just an absolute blast. I love stealing people's boats And when I steal them and I'm driving around and I know you're going to spawn on your boat, then that's another chance for me to get into another fight. And let's go. Let's make it happen. My highest, I think I've gotten up to like 8 or 9 where I've killed the same members. Like I've killed all 4 off the boat.
Just hanging on their boat and waiting for them.
Out, got them again. I think that should become like one of their hidden achievements is, you know, kill 25 people off one boat or something. I think that should be so much fun to keep trying to do. But I think, yeah, the customization is the thing I need to see. The game's beautiful. The water mechanic, the sky. Have you guys gone to the edge yet?
No.
No.
You have to go to the edge of the map. I took Dev and Q in the beta, and it's even better now. Just an awesome mechanic. So
I'll check that out. Donnie, sir, you've been quiet. What you been up to?
Not much. I've been working a lot. I really just kind of tried to play a bunch of games, like just stuff. I was just kind of like going through hard drives and different systems. I've been doing a little bit of golf and cleaning up some stuff, more or less clearing the decks. I still have yet to play Sea of Thieves proper since release. I want to. I never played it solo. I never tried. I'd like to. I'd like to see what it's like. I'm just cruising around on my own little boat. So I'm looking forward to doing that. The only game that I've really played of note is Kirby. It's like Star Heroes, Star Allies.
Star Allies.
And the only reason I bring it up tonight and not next week on Nintendo Shack is apparently I'm about to beat it. Apparently I'm going to beat it tomorrow. Because I was looking it up, because before I wanted to talk about it, I just kind of wanted to look it up, and I looked up the wiki guide. I'm on like the 3rd to last level. I haven't played it that much. There are only 5 worlds, like if you count like the extra post-game content.
Right. Yeah.
So it's which I didn't realize like when I bought it. I didn't look it up or anything like that. I didn't read any like hard reviews about it because I was just going to buy Kirby. A little shorter than I expected. Good though, fun. I have been enjoying it. Me and the kids have been playing it. It's really pretty. It looks really good, and they do like a lot of good camera angles. I particularly like it in some levels where you get like really close and you zoom way in on Kirby and his friends. Some of my concerns from the demo, I think, are still there. I don't like the friend mechanic at all. I'd love to be able to beat this game just me and Kirby, versus having all the people. It's a little weird because there's so many Kirby-like figures on the screen that I've completely found myself just pressing buttons and I have no idea exactly where I am. I have to wait for explosions and stuff to like cool down. I'm like, oh, I'm over here attacking this guy, and I was looking over here on the left. So I don't like that. There are some neat puzzle elements that make the friend thing, I guess, kind of neat. I think the game would be better without them, honestly, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that they feel like shoehorned in. It's like you have to have a guy with the axe, and you have to do the friend ability with the bird so you can unlock the safe or the anvil because he throws the sword, but the bird makes the sword fly. And you have to like go through the level and know that to pick them up along the way. So it just gives it some replayability because you could totally just beat the level without it and not get the puzzle piece. But I'm getting all the puzzle pieces. So if you're getting all the puzzle pieces, you got to go back and figure out exactly who you need to bring with you to get through it. So it's been fun. The kids have really enjoyed it. It's not hard. I think the best thing about it is the presentation. I do wish it was longer. I wish there was more meat on the bone. There are some mini games you can play. They're not that good. This would be like are you ever going to play it, Kevin? Do you anticipate?
Eventually, yeah, I will. Yeah, because the family wants to play it together. So
the mini games, I think, would be like something that you would be very salty over. You'd be like, "What is this garbage?"
Kevin salty?
What?
Thank you,
Weird.
sir.
There's a baseball mini game where you hit a meteor, and basically it's like a quick time event, like a Hot Shots thing, and Kirby has a baseball bat, and you just click it, and the meteor comes and hits it, and you just watch it. It would actually kind of sucks because you can't actually hit a bunch. It's not like home run derby. Like it's just one. And then after you hit the meteor, it's like a 10, 12, 15 second wait to see how far it goes.
So it's like Mr. Sandbag and Smash Brothers used to be?
Kinda. You just sit there and you just wait. You're like, what?
But one hit, you don't get to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh, you
even
do
if
the lineup, that's true. Then,
even if you play it by yourself, like solo, it still does four player split screen, and you have to watch the other computer Kirby's do theirs too.
That is dumb. Okay.
I see. I was playing this. I was like, Kevin's gonna hate this.
When in Kirby's lore did it say that he had the ability to hit meteors with a baseball bat?
Kirby
is
has
that
the ability
something
to do whatever. That's what Kirby does.
I'm just asking.
Kirby is the Hulk of Nintendo.
Really?
Yeah, he could just do whatever he wants. He's Kirby.
Yeah, he's really small, and when he gets angry, he puffs up.
Exactly. He literally owns all of the abilities of everybody. And that is the fun part of Kirby. Kirby's not bad. I've enjoyed Kirby. My favorite's wrestling Kirby. I think they call him Suplex Kirby. You get like this wrestling hat on, you go around, you just pile drive folks, and they go careening all over the screen. That's super fun.
No, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and you know, you do get a little Smash flavor there because you pick up different stuff that reminds you of different Smash characters, like the fighter with the punches and stuff like that. It's a cute little game. It's nothing to write home about. The best thing about it probably are the graphics. It looks really pretty. It is a really pretty game. To spoil some of it, the end game takes place in space, and you kind of wonder if maybe some of those assets might be reused on another game coming down the line. So just to spoil just a little bit.
Madden 2018 on Switch.
Yes, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Oh my! I would love to play Madden in space.
500-yard field.
That would be great.
The ball
imagine the kicks.
Idea.
You just kick and the ball goes forever because no gravity.
Dude, that's good
Space
stuff.
Madden.
It's like Space Madden. Yeah, Space Jam, but with football. That's a good idea, Mo. What I've really been doing are been watching movies. And for whatever reason, I don't exactly know. I know why I've been watching one, but as Jason and I talked about last night, Jason threw me like 6 horror movies that recently released on Netflix, and I was like, "Yep,
watch it, got it, done."
For my birthday, which again, thank you all for being so nice to me on my birthday. You guys got me my best birthday gift I've gotten in like 15 years, bar none.
The PSVG OT episode where we talk about you.
Yes, that's it. I went to go see The Strangers Pray at Night on my birthday, and I have, as I explained to Jason last night, I have fallen in love with that movie in the worst way. Like, that horror movie is so good. And Kevin, do know it does everything that most people hate about horror movies. You scream at the characters, they make dumb decisions, they do dumb things.
That's the best stuff. Yeah, that's the best stuff.
Because in the theater, it was great. Because me and 60 other people, like, they were all screaming at the screen.
Don't go in the basement.
Don't split up. What are you doing?
I'll be right back.
The 80s music infiltration into the story, into the narrative, into like how they operate, and then the gruesome scenes. It's not like Saw gruesome. It's just like the sound effects and things, the dread that you see, because it's all very slow. You just wait for, you're just like, oh no, this is gonna happen, and they just make you sit in that for a while. It was really, really good. I can't wait to see it again. I'm gonna see it again. But the movies that I have been watching that everybody really should know about that pertains to PSVG is the challenge has been placed. Devin I would say he made fun of me to the point where he apologized. Well, that's what you guys don't know. He wrote me privately. He was like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't really know. He thought I was joking. He's like, are you serious? You've never watched? I was like, dude, I've never watched.
See, and I was just me knowing you never watched it.
He thought I was trolling. He's like, you're just trolling me at this. I was like, no, I'm dead serious. I've seen like two of the Marvel movies. That's what we're trying to talk about. The Marvel movies, the movies that everybody here at PSVG love. I just not superhero guy. Like, I like Batman. I watch Batman movies. That's about it. Like, and I definitely don't go to the movie theaters to see superhero movies. So, just flabbergasted by this revelation that I have not seen this universe that he loves so dear. He laid out a challenge that I don't think he expected to be taken up on, and actually held to it either. Yeah, He said he'd buy a Switch if I watched them all in order. And then Kevin came in as your slap bet commissioner here.
Yep.
Kevin comes in and actually provides the order, and I was like, "All right, challenge accepted." He's like, "Wait a minute, what? I'm going to sit down and watch all these movies. They can't be that bad." Well, I watched Thor last night. It is that bad.
I like
Thor 3. Yeah, I hated Thor 3.
No, he's talking about Thor 1, just Thor.
Oh, Thor 3 is way worse.
So this is the best tweet back and forth I've gotten. About 30 minutes into Thor, I look at my wife. She looks right at me and she goes, "Do you think this is as terrible as I do?" I was like, this is awful. Like, this is so bad. So I tweet that out, and the very first response was, "Get ready, Thor 2 is worse." Like,
I've not watched Thor 2 yet.
I don't think Thor 2 is worse. I think actually Thor 3 is the best of the Thors, not the best of the Marvel, but the best of the Thors.
Boo this man.
I think because it's funny, at least it gives Thor personality. Thor, I think, is the weakest, not in strength, but in character in the Marvel universe. So 3 gave him some personality.
I think Thor explains more than any of the movies I've seen thus far. So much more.
They're important. They're just not good.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'm also keeping a ranking, and we have a date on the OT when I finish where I will share how Donnie, somebody that has no idea about these characters, because I don't read comic books, I barely know who they are. Seriously, half of the people I really don't even know who they are. My wife's like, who's that? I don't know. We're watching them with subtitles because I don't know what a Tesseract is. Apparently, I'm supposed to be quizzed. So I'm trying to keep notes. I'm like, I'm not going to remember any of this. Like, I'm looking up things on wikis. I'm like, what's it? So can you help me here? Is there a stone that's supposed to go in the glove in the Tesseract, but they don't know?
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of
stones.
And they're all in the one Tesseract, the box?
No. The Tesseract
is different places.
There's one in the Tesseract, yes, but that's
one. Okay.
Yes.
It's so complicated. It's
and that's the you'll see more as you
stones.
Yeah, as you go through, you'll see more of these stones introduced. So you're just running into the first one now. That's why.
Okay.
You'll identify more as the series goes on.
All right. So that's what I'm doing.
You'll do the rankings, and then
the big picture tie-ins get better.
Oh yeah. You got to remember where you are. They're still building the characters. Once you hit like the first Avengers, that's when it ramps up, and you kind of know everybody, and you'll get a better vibe as well.
That's where I am. First Avengers is tomorrow, and then Iron Man 3. So I'm like getting closer to like the second half of this.
Now, is Avengers one of the ones you've seen or no?
So no, I've never seen the Avengers because we were talking about it. I kept saying the Avengers, and Devin was like, "This is ridiculous. This, that, and that." Apparently, I thought the Captain America versus Iron Man was Avengers movie.
Yeah, Captain America Civil War is not. Although it kind of is, but it's not officially Avengers. Yeah.
Okay, so that I watched that, and for years I thought that was the Avengers movie.
Yeah, no, you were about 5 years too late at that point. There had already been 2 Avengers movies before that, so you got some time. But anyway, the most important thing is the finalization of this bet, though, is Donnie will have to pass a quiz given by me on the OT to prove.
I don't like this because I feel like you're going to get Dev off the hook by making the quiz.
No, I'm going to make it basic. So as long as
you're
watching,
multiple choice,
timeout. Basic? No, I don't like that idea. A basic quiz.
Which company
you don't get in on the bet.
No, not like that. Not like that.
The good stuff here is that
get stuck with a Switch. So I will stand up for that. Nothing's trash.
When I finish watching all of these movies and I go and answer these questions, Devin has to buy a Switch. He has to buy and play Zelda.
Yep.
And an indie game of
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
An indie game of my choice.
Yep.
Which I've discussed. It's probably going to be Golf Story because I love it so much. But I have a bullet to burn and just make him play the most god awful thing I can find on the eShop.
Yeah, but do you want to have him continue to play the Switch? You probably want to give him the good experiences.
We'll see.
Are there good experiences on the Switch?
Oh, be quiet, Mo.
Wow. Are there good experiences in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I don't.
Yes, there is.
All of them.
I can name 3. Black Panther for life.
So and my kids are actually excited because they're like, "Are we going to finally see Black Panther?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Are we going to go to the theaters?" I was like, "None of it's out by the time I get there. I don't know how. I don't know the turnaround."
If it's at the $2 theater, yep.
There's not a timestamp on when you have to have this done.
No,
it's just open. That's trash. What is this?
No, but just remember,
Bush League is this?
No, but remember, the longer he takes to get it done, the less he's going to remember about these early movies that are going to be a part of the quiz as well. So, the further and further away you get from Iron Man 1,
I'm not going to be able to pass this test.
I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it hard. It's going to be as long as you watch, you should know. Yeah.
My favorite one so far. So I'm up to the first Avengers. My favorite one so far is Captain America: The First Avenger, which my wife disagrees with. She likes.
Yeah, me too.
Likes Iron Man, and I think Iron Man's cool. He's awesome. Like, just as a character, perfect match. He's better. But I like the movie, and I'm infatuated with Agent Carter. I'm gonna buy like a pop vinyl. Like, she's great.
The first season is really good.
So
that first season was dope.
Dev told me, he was like, "You really like her?" I was like, "I really do." He's like, "You should go watch this TV show." And I was like, "I actually kind of might. She's awesome."
So
after you get through all the movies.
Yeah, leading up to Black Panther, I did the whole MCU in order, including the TV shows. And I will tell you that some of those shows fill in some of the spoilers you're seeing at the end of movies.
Yeah.
So, okay, that helps.
Yeah. So some of those will not pertain to the movies. They pertain to the TV shows.
Yep.
Yep. Like the one in Hulk actually pertained to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
So the Hulk the first one I didn't enjoy at all.
It was the
Fox
best.
one?
It was the best
It
of the
was
Hulk
not
movies.
good.
Ed Norton.
Oh,
Oh, the Ed Norton one?
Yeah,
That's not the first Hulk movie.
No,
That's
no.
the first Marvel Hulk movie.
Yes.
okay. Well, in the list that I have, I watched the Hulk movie.
It's the best. It's the best out of the Hulk movies, though, hands down. So
this is cruel and unusual punishment.
There's no other Hulk movies. You don't have to watch those bad ones because they're not part of the universe.
I thought there was another one.
No,
Oh,
he's a big part of Thor 3, but it's not a Hulk movie per se.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, we're taking way too long. We got to move on. We got other stuff to talk about. So yes, look forward to that torturing Donnie and then a live quiz on the OT. So we will see just how unprepared Donnie is for that. But you've heard enough from us. So let's hear from you guys. It's time to check out the messages. Our first one comes from Mark. Mark asks, are games too long? Do you see this trend in games with more content continuing to build year over year as it has over the past 2 to 3 generations? Mo.
To answer that, I want to say some games are too long because they don't have the story to back it up. Zelda, aka. So some games they don't have the story. When you have a great story, you can have an 8-hour experience or a 4-hour experience. I've played Celeste. I love Celeste. Love Celeste to pieces. One on the Xbox, I think it took me an hour and a half to get through that one. So I think it's one of those things that really depending on the story writing, depends on how many hours you're going to need. A really, really good story can take longer, or a really bad story can be elongated. So it's really up to the writing.
I'm with Coach not as far as the Zelda comment, but I am on board with if the writing is there, it can be as long as it wants to be, and I don't care. Perfect example would be like me in the Fallout games, or even like games like Watch Dogs, where I did like every extra thing because I thought the content and the story and the environment they were building was worth it. But like, for instance, I've given up officially on Metal Gear now. I sunk no less than 20-25 hours in that game. I have nothing to speak for that. Like, there is little to no story given to me that I'm like, I'm going to keep going. No. So I gave up on that one. That's why I started playing Agents of Mayhem. But yeah, if the content's there, if the story is good, if the world is good, I'm fine with it being, 50, 100-hour game. I have no problem with that at all. But some of these other games, it just doesn't warrant it. And they're doing it just for sake of on a review saying, as Donnie said, Kirby was way too short. Well, that's fine. But so I think some people are just making games long for the sake of making them long, not because they're good. That's just me. Jason.
I agree with you guys. I mean, I think we've got a plethora of balance between short games and long games. I mean, I think we can say that some games are bloated, where they're artificially too long, where there's just a bunch of filler to stretch out an experience that doesn't need to be there. I mean, look at The Long Reach. That's like too short of a game.
Oh yeah.
And then look at like The Witcher, sprawling game, but it's a lot's optional there as well. You don't have to do everything there, and we can choose what to play. I mean, there's a way. That's why I don't play a lot of. Up until now, I didn't play a lot of long games because I just knew, I don't have a lot of gaming time to throw in chunks, and it would just take me way too long, and I'd rather focus on a bunch of smaller stuff. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think games are too long.
Danny.
I think generally speaking, I think they are. To trade barbs with Coach Mo, some of my favorite games that I've played the most have absolutely no story, like Tetris or Madden. So,
Madden has a story.
Nope. I didn't put on your stuff. Yep, sit there. That's good. So there are tons of great video games that just make their money based purely off of gameplay, and that's okay. It's not that every game is too long. I think there is a general trend for games to have more content, more modes, more story, more mode. It's just always more. And the question is, I guess I take the question is that like, are we just going to keep going? Like, is the next GTA going to take 150 hours to beat? Like, how much, like, is it just this endless race to become bigger, better, grander always? Or is there ever like a correction along the way? Because I definitely think there are some games that I'll never experience because of the length. And you could call that bloated, so, and maybe that's the same thing. But I don't necessarily think they're bloating their games. It's not like purposely padded. I think they're like nobody's going to buy our game if it's not 50 hours worth of content. So we've got to get to that bar. So the question is then what happens when the next Witcher raises the bar again? Does everybody have to meet the bar again? You know, like, is there an end? I don't know. I hope so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Next question or questions come from Backlog Blues. First one, visual novels versus walking sims. Which do you prefer and why? Jason, you first.
Yeah, I don't know if I've played a walking sim recently.
Oh, you have a good one. You have a good one now, courtesy of me.
Oh yeah, that's true. You hooked me up. I got some good ones to play. I just got to find time to play it. But I don't think I've played it. I haven't played it, at least anything like the current gen walking sim. So I guess at this point I have to say visual novel, because I've played those more, which is pretty much everything Telltale's doing now.
That's true.
So,
that's true. That's true.
It's funny. I read I fell down a rabbit hole on Reddit and talking about one of the I should say the IPs that I really like is Sam and Max. That was like one of the first franchises that Telltale, once they started off with, and people were like, gosh, Telltale can't make an adventure game for crap. It's a good thing they've started just blah 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 blah. And they're like it's a good thing Telltale does what they do now. And there's a medium for it and there's fans of it. So I mean, I guess it's working. So yeah, I hate to play that card and be like, well, I haven't played the one, so I have to do the other. But that's what I have to do, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I play a lot of both, I think. Quite possibly, maybe other than Mo, more than anybody else on the team, I think. It's tough. I think, though, if I have to do it, I'm going to say the walking sims I prefer a little bit more. I like having some aspect of control, I guess, where I'm not just, being, just sitting back watching everything happen. Then every once in a while, I got to jump in and press these buttons real quick. This gives me something a little more to do. I'm a little more invested. But I think the visual novels overall have better writing most of the time. But yeah, for me, it's walking sims. And Donnie, just so you know, that what I was referring to Jason is I got him Edith Finch for Xbox. So you have to encourage him to play that.
You should play that immediately.
I'll find what remains.
Favorite games in recent memory. That game alone would make me say walking sim.
Yep, I was going to throw it to you next anyways. Take it.
Yeah, that game alone would make me say walking sim. I do enjoy in the walking sims that I more or less what Kevin said. I think you can do a little bit more. Some of them have some light combat, at least some platforming, or at least some environmental exploration. Whereas the visual novel is just kind of set forth for you. Maybe you can veer off the path, but it's pretty much the path. So I feel like I'm just doing more often.
Yeah, Coach.
My answer is yes, yes, and yes. Like,
all of the above.
Here's the thing. If I sat down and I made you a list of my top 10 games, on one end, I've got Minecraft Story Mode Season 1. I've also got Walking Dead Michonne. On the other end, I have, I love me some Brink. I have Beyond Eyes, Walking Sim. I have Fragments of Him. I have, we were just talking about, oh my goodness, Edith Finch. There are these games that I adore, but then there's a third stage where I just gave you guys a late shift for Donnie's birthday. That's the next step of this thing, and good. it's even more incredible.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, I love all of them, and I just could not tell. I'm about to cry because that story.
We did. Me and my wife were so bored. Did
you get to the ending though?
No. We quit. We
were like, if you don't get to the ending, you don't understand what's going on. You miss everything.
We played it a lot, man.
Dude, I played it through it twice without even stopping. My wife and I
don't
played
understand
through it
how
both
you guys
times.
did. We were. My wife and I were doing we were playing games together like every week, and that was one we were both excited for. And we played it for 2 weeks in a row. We sat down maybe 2 or 3 hours both nights, and we were like, "Are you having fun?" She was like, "No."
Hold on, wait. Beyond Eyes or Late Shift? Which one are you talking about?
Beyond Eyes. I'm sorry, Beyond Eyes. Coach,
okay,
I have a comment. I have a comment in the thing. That's what you were like. I played it twice. I was like, really?
No.
Yeah,
Late Shift. I haven't played Beyond Eyes, so never mind.
I'm just hearing Phil Collins in my head. Your eyes.
In your eyes.
No, so at the end of the basically, can I spoil this real quick? Can I explain why I loved it so much, Donnie? Is that okay? Yeah. So in Beyond Eyes, so you're playing as a blind girl, and as she feels around, she discovers things.
Beautiful.
And through the game, and you're solving these puzzles, and you're finding these things that she's just like figuring out. But at the end, you find out that this is about her coming to copes with her pet dying, and the journey she goes on.
Yeah, that's her cat, right? Yeah.
And so the journey she was on was her like reaching out to find something in this story. And there are some scenes in there. There's this one with the seagulls that to this day, like it took me so long to figure out how to help her get by it that I'll remember that forever.
Okay.
I remember that was just a good moment for
I'm
me.
not gonna fault you, man. I remember when it was shown at E3, and it was like one of those games I was eagerly anticipating, and I waited, and I pre-ordered and everything, and it just didn't live up to it for it.
Has anybody else played Fragments of Him?
No.
No. Ah, okay.
Sorry. All right, Backlog Blues. The next one we have up here from them. Coach, you like this one? Considering you haven't looked at the notes. How many at playing Nintendo? So how many Donnies equal one Coach Hulk?
Oof.
I can actually answer this. I know the answer. So I'm 350 pounds. Donnie's about 175. So I'm going to go with one.
In the prime, in my
1.65.
And it's fighting weight.
So, Coach, I love that you're like super big. When I was in 6th grade, I wrestled 172 weight class. So I'm not like super small. I was big for a while.
Nobody knows.
I'm way
The cameras are only from the chest up.
We're good. Camera ad 15.
I gotta get on this treadmill. Oh,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So I think we'll let Coach Mo's answer
That's
just stand.
fine.
I don't think we need to go around there.
Yeah.
So next one, last one from Backlog Blues. Do you think the new Battlefront 2 update will bring players back, or is that opportunity gone? So for those of you that don't know, they're no longer going to sell loot boxes. Do they still exist? Yes. However, you no longer can pay for them. You have to earn them if you want them now. So for those people who are actually suckered into gambling, maybe wanted to buy until they got what they were looking for, now can't even do that if they wanted to. So it's a little bit twist on things. For me personally, I think that ship has sailed. I don't think anybody's playing Battlefront 2 until maybe it hits like EA Access if it's not already on there. I still have yet to play it. I still have zero desire to play it. My buddy has it on Xbox. He's like, here, you got to play it. You got to play it. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Still no desire to, so it's all good for me. But yeah, I think that ship has sailed. I think they're just trying to save some face and possibly keep Disney from taking that contract away. I think is the biggest thing. They're trying to save some face there so they don't get wrecked for it. Donnie?
no, I'm with you. The best thing they can do to get people to play the game again is either putting on EA Access or hitting on like a $20 sale. I don't think they're going to be able to get anybody in. I mean, if they put it up on EA Access, I don't know if I'd download it. Like, there's a part of me that like maybe because it's still Star Wars, but probably not.
Coach?
So the day that I finished the campaign and got the achievements for it, I deleted the game. So no, you won't be seeing me in it again. I could care less. I never bought a loot box, and I have never had the interest in buying one. I just maybe if the achievement list, I get really desperate one time.
I was about to say, and Coach has thousands of dollars in Xbox currency, and even he won't buy a loot box.
And I have no interest in it. So I'm just unless I get that itch, I'm like, oh man, I need to get like 2 cheese, man. It's the only way I'm downloading that game again.
Jason, sir, as probably the most Star Warsy guy here.
You know, I feel like there's going to be so many people like, guys, we won. We did it. We won. We fought the machine. We did it. We took the red pill, you know, and they're going to be like, oh, now we can play it. But, you know, I said a while back that I was never going to play this game, and I stand by that. I will never buy this game. I'm not going to give EA any money for this game.
Like, loot boxes all aside, Jason, when we played the demo, we just didn't like it. Like, we just didn't have any fun.
I didn't like it. The campaign, I did enjoy the campaign. I will say that when I played when I was in the beta. But yeah, on PC and Xbox, I was like, and I love the original Battlefront and Battlefront 2. I mean, I love Star Wars, and I've loved that first person shooter Star Wars experience. But I think, like most people, I want a story driven experience with Star Wars, and I don't think we're ever going to see that right now from EA. I hope Disney somehow pulls that license and makes a new deal somewhere else, because it's been how many years now, and we have 2 crappy minimalistic FPSs to show for it, and a crap ton of mobile cash grabs. So,
I think what's going to determine that, we'll find out later this year when Spider-Man comes out on Sony. I think that might show, assuming it's good, that might show Disney / Marvel what is capable of their licenses in the right hands.
Yeah.
I think EA is one of those studios that it's like, well, yeah, we're a front runner to get these contracts because we're so big. Like, we will get a game done. There's no doubt about that. But will it be good? That's a different thing. Some of these smaller studios, not that who's doing the Sony's Insomniac or Sucker Punch? Sucker Punch, right? I think it's Sucker Punch.
I think so. I don't think
it's one of the two.
Yeah.
It's a
one of the
Sony
two.
property, so I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. It's either Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's
I
Sucker
was
Punch.
reading the chat. What was the Spider-Man?
Yeah. Oh, no,
I
it's
thought it was
Insomniac, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Insomniac. So yeah, they're a big studio, but they're not anywhere near as big as like what EA can put out. So I think the love and care that we're seeing so far done with Spider-Man is leaps and bounds a bit above what we've seen with Battlefront. So I think maybe they'll question, who they give it to and give it to the people who can make a good product versus who's going to be the guaranteed paycheck. I think so. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I think the most exciting properties we've had for Star Wars was 1313. Which is canceled and axed when Lucasfilm was shuttered, and then the Amy Hennig project. Those are the two most promising things we've had, and they're never going to be again.
Yep. So I think they've learned. I think maybe it's just something that they can't break the contract right now necessarily. Maybe it's like too much money wrapped up, or there's a clause or something. But we know the mouse will win. When it comes down to it, no matter what. So. All right, so that wraps up that one. Next question comes from Trash Turkey. Should retailers be able to cancel your order if the item had a pricing error on their website? Best Buy canceled my $20 Ni no Kuni 2 Digital Deluxe Edition order after it had already gone through. So I had worked many years in retail. I'm going to say that, unfortunately, 100% I agree that retailers should be able to cancel if there was an error, especially if it's been canceled within a reasonable amount of time from when the order was placed. However, I'm not one of those people who are fortunate enough to benefit from all these pricing errors all the time. So maybe if I was able to take advantage, I'd be like, no. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see what Donnie says. But yeah, for me, it's stuff happens. Mistakes happen, especially when you're dealing with the internet age and stuff like that. It's different if you walk into a store and something is clearly priced as being on sale and you get to the register and it's not up there. I don't think I've ever had that happen where they didn't honor that price if it was labeled. Then they go and they take the sign down. It never happens again. Like that happens. But when it's online and you look at these days where, Wario 64 is tweeting out within 3 seconds of a pricing error happened and you got 1,000 orders coming through, that company really shouldn't be responsible for having to pay for all that versus me walking into Target and finding, the Guardian amiibo on the peg for the regular amiibo and I get it for $9.99. Like that's a big difference when you look at something happening 1,000 times over. So that's my stance there. Jason, what do you think?
I think ultimately side with the retailer as well, because unfortunately we live on a day and age now of online industry, and stuff is going to happen at the same time too. I don't know. I guess I echo a lot what you're saying. It has to be done within reason. And it's interesting how these play out, because sometimes, Amazon, it happens and they let the sales go through. I think there has to be it has to be in a terms of service somewhere, which it could be already. You blindly just, yep, sounds good. And somewhere it's probably written in there, hey, this is what happened. So that's going to cover the retailer to do something like this. But I think it has to be done, within a certain dollar amount range. If it's like, $20, $50 or under, they'll let it slide. But I mean, if you're getting like a $500 product for like $25, that I something like that, I can see why, because there's just weird glitches that happen in the system. And even in the physical world, that doesn't always work. I mean, sometimes you can get away with stuff like that. Like we thought, I had a Walmart story like that. We thought we weren't trying to, we just saw something that was on the shelf and it was like, oh man, it was a gift for my son. And it was like, oh, only $25. That's amazing. We get the register. No, it's $100. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I feel, because I mean, we have to be, we, as the gamers, we're always looking for the best deal and trying to like stick it to the man and get, take that advantage when we can. But we got to be realistic here too. Companies have to make a profit too, and we have to be within reason. I mean, capitalism, baby. Come on. It's a great thing.
Coach, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if I've taken advantage of enough of the opportunities. The only thing that popped into my head was I've got two that are somewhat recent. Recently, I got an email from GameStop saying that they're going to be canceling my already paid off order for the collector's edition of Far Cry 5. The reason why is they're not making the collector's edition of Far Cry 5. And so I caused a little hubbub. I was like, no. You guys have had my $150 for a year now because I've been so excited for this. Like, I want my product. Instead, GameStop gave me my $150 back and 50,000 points.
$50,000 gift card.
I wish. 50,000 points.
You get Xbox Live. You get Xbox Live. You get Xbox Live.
You're killing me. 50,000 points on the app. And so that was pretty cool. And then the other thing was recently was it Sunday night that I sent you that picture, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So Sunday. Saturday. Yeah, Saturday I found Sea of Thieves on the floor at Best Buy.
That's right. Yeah.
I picked it up and I walked to the register and said, I would like to buy this, please. And they were like, okay. They tried to swipe it and like, this keeps telling me to let you pre-order it. I was like, well, it's on the floor, so I'd really have to buy the product that's out. So the manager came and said, sir, we can't let you buy it today, but we will pay for it in full for you. So they paid my pre-order of a game that I wasn't going to get there.
Wow.
And so I came in and picked it up and then promptly returned it the next day and put the $60 towards other pre-orders. So,
there you go.
Thank you, Best Buy. So, I mean, I feel like as long as you're very upfront with the retailer, most of them take really good care of you. So those are the two that I've had recently. So,
yeah, Donnie, since you get more deals, I think, than anybody else.
You guys, you reminded me of that time. Remember, I almost bought that Xbox One for like $28.
Yep.
And
and you're like, still in the cart. It's been 2 days. I still got it.
Oh,
there it goes.
In honor of trying to speed this up a bit, just no. If a retailer wants to cancel your order, they can. It's so much more than glitches. They're like cached sites and pages and browser issues. Like, you can't. No, if they want to cancel, they can cancel. They want to cancel it. Period. That thing doesn't even have to be a pre-order or anything that's not out yet. It could be anything just wrong. They just nope. However, I do hold if the store has a price match guarantee, I know Best Buy does, then they better honor that bad boy. There've been plenty of times I've taken a price error from Amazon, walked right into Best Buy and said, match it. Oh, wait a minute, that's a wrong thing. Don't care. It's not my problem. It's your problem. And
You're gonna match it.
There you go. Yep.
So fair enough. So thank you everyone for sending in those questions. Quick reminder, you can always send questions to us at PSVG on Twitter, or if you like sending the old-fashioned electronic mails, you can hit us up at podcast@playsomevideogames.com. So as Donnie mentioned, we are running a little bit long, but we can't leave without first checking into the news of the week. Jason, why don't you take one of your two stories first? So.
Oh, well, I gotta take this one I got. Was reeled this week. A slight look ahead at, I think I mentioned this on Nintendo Shack too. I can't remember. It's all fuzzy now, but slight look ahead of Nintendo's E3 plans, and we're gonna get to see Super Smash Brothers at E3. They're gonna have another Smash Bros. Invitational, much like we saw during the Wii U release time frame. And there's a Splatoon 2 World Championship at E3 taking place as well. So they're having qualifiers, much like they did when they had that other Splatoon tourney. I don't even remember what that was, last summer, I think.
It was E3. It was E3.
Oh, it was E3 again? Yep. So I'm looking forward to seeing Smash in action. So that's great that it's already, that far along in development. I have a feeling that, this game was probably has been worked on for quite some time. And Nintendo does what they do and behind a veil of secrecy. And they have, Sakurai has to have robot hands now, because wasn't it before he was having arthritis, or I don't remember what medical issues he has. So he's got Terminator hands now, and that's how he does all his coding and balancing. He's or altered carbon. They've put his conscious into another body, and he's just or he's multi-sleeving. That's it. He's multi-sleeving, and he's able to multi-code through it. But I'm pumped to see Smash Brothers in action. I'm interested to see what pros they'll have there to play. I'm sure we'll probably see some of the usual staple, and it'll be a fun time. Looking forward to it.
So I think For me, at least,
I won't be there. It's confirmed. I won't.
Well,
be
yeah,
there.
we know. Jason has a scheduling conflict. He has Flux to pose that week, so he can't. Unfortunately, and we're gonna put him to work here, of course, at PSVG with our annual verbal vomiting of information during E3 that we kind of give you more than you even want, but we do it anyway. I think this kind of goes without saying, at least for me. So I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. So they're doing a Splatoon tournament. No surprise there. I mean, that's huge. And it still hasn't left like the top 5 in sales in Japan since it came out. Like, so it's a big deal.
Japan's going to wipe the floor on that tournament.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Maybe Europe has a chance, but Japan's going to
Japan's got it. But so Smash Tourney, I mean, to me, it's a given that Smash has to be playable at E3 then on the floor, right?
I would think so. It has to be. If they're showcasing it in an invitational, yeah, it's got to be in a pretty far advanced playable state.
That's what I mean. Like, that's got to be really good that we're getting it this year for sure, which they've said. But it's going to be earlier this year, possibly even earlier than we expected. But that's a really good sign, I think, and hopefully it's still that new product we're hoping for. We'll see. Donnie, what do you got for news?
Nintendo's making amiibo cards, good ones. The patent came out that they are making amiibo trading cards, and the patent dictates clearly what looks like a Pokemon card. There are HPs, there are set items at the bottom corner, there are rarity symbols. If Nintendo makes Pokemon cards that also double as amiibo for whatever the Switch Pokemon game is, that's going to sell so much money. Like, that's so much money. Even if they don't, though, I would like to say this. This is a perfect evolution of what those like Mario and amiibo friend things could be. This is a way for Nintendo to resell us all the amiibo that you've already bought, like Mario, Toad, everybody. If they make a legit, like, let's take it the other way. If they make like a Mario trading card game that you can play, like a game that you can play with just your cards without your Switch, but then also use in an amiibo game, that also is a great, like, these are all great ideas. So that's good stuff. But the Pokemon is the best idea. If they do a release of Pokemon cards that also are amiibo, like, that's I'll buy all that, all of it. So much money.
Sold.
I mean, they're obviously losing some money towards the Etsy sellers and the eBay stuff that we're seeing purchase out there. So
they shut a lot of that down. They shut so much of that down.
They have, but the
Nintendo ninjas have really.
You're right. So I mean, it makes sense that they might as well get some of that money. And I mean, for those of us who can't, I mean, there's still amiibos that I wanted that I haven't gotten yet because I refuse to pay. Like,
Pokemon is perfect. They scan that into a Pokemon card and they sell booster packs.
Yep.
You'll keep buying them. There's so many characters. You'll buy them over and over.
You'll keep buying them. I won't.
There will be people that will buy them that don't own Switches and never will, and then there'll be people that buy them that never play the game but will use it on Switch. Like, it's such a big market for them. That's good.
I think I hear Caroline's wallet crying from here.
Yeah, mine's gonna be crying.
She has all of the Animal Crossing ones.
She has to have all the things.
All of the things. So I apologize. I missed one of the questions that were crammed in there with your Smash story there, Jason. So at the Wolf Bunny wants to know, with the Smash Bros.
More Nintendo for Coach.
Yep, yeah, Coach is excited. With the Smash Bros. Invitational on the way in June, could we see a Smash Brothers Direct in time before E3? I'm craving my first look at the new installment already. And if there's a new GameCube controller or Pro controller, shut up and take my money. I am going to say no. You will not see a Smash Direct. I think all of the Smash news is going to be at E3. You won't see anything else before then, as far as I'm concerned, I think.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe
and Coach doesn't care. So
I don't. Yeah, because I mean, look at what Breath of the Wild. We saw a trailer, and then we got the the info dump, but we've already gotten the reveal trailer, so to speak, already. So I think that steals a little bit from the E3 lineup. And no, just no more GameCube controller. Just let it go. I know there's an audience for it, but I'm just
I love it too, but
let it go. Let it go. I'm just ready for it to be gone. I love the GameCube controller. Don't get me wrong, but
no, time to move on. I'm with you. So the story I got, and Coach talked a little bit about it earlier. Unless you've been under a rock, Fortnite came out with its beta test, if you will, for its mobile version on iOS devices only for the time being. Words are is that it runs phenomenal. which is surprising because in my mind, I wouldn't think these types of games would play well on mobile devices anyway. But like literally 2 days after Fortnite came out, PUBG came out, and they said, we're not doing a beta. Everybody can play this. And my 11-year-old's starter smartphone, like her first smartphone, so I didn't spend a ton of money on it. Even that runs PUBG, and it runs it really well. So it is pretty darn impressive. But the bigger news in this is the controversy around the possibility of bots being in PUBG on mobile devices.
Oh.
So I will say I did play it on my phone because I had to try it because it's PUBG. Then I quickly realized that I really don't have time where I can sit on my phone for that long and play a 45-minute match of PUBG. Donnie is falling asleep because Donnie doesn't know good games. Anyway, he'd much rather play Kirby right now. But anyway, so I did play PUBG and it ran really well on my phone, so I was really excited for that. But I will say this is falling apart so badly right now.
It's all good. We're all fine here now. How are you?
Coach can speak to this too. Maybe it's just me, but Coach, on your first match especially, did you kill a lot of people, like way more than you would have had you been playing on a console?
No, it's about the same. I got about 7. So
okay, my first match, I had 12 kills.
Well, they don't account for the bullet drop, which the console does. So on the app, you're shooting basically straight. Like, so if you're lined
Straight
up on the
forever.
app, it's straight. Yeah. And that's, I think, the biggest difference is that on PUBG, like the bullet drops, like you have to deal with that. Like if you were at if you remember when we were on top of that hill and we were trying to shoot those 2 guys and we were dealing with the bullet drop and we finally got the one guy knocked down, but then his buddy came and got us because he got from a higher spot.
Yes, that's right.
So on the app, you're so much more accurate. It's a lot easier.
That's true. I do love too how the attachments auto attach on the app though. That's nice. I like that. I always hate having to navigate through that there. But so for the bot thing, what people are saying, and they have not, PUBG has not commented on this at all, but kind of everybody's saying is that up until you get to about level 10, it seems you have a much, much easier time. Then all of a sudden you hit level 10 and it's a lot harder. So what the word is, and there's a lot of places reporting on this, is that as you start, the ratio of players to bots is really high. Like you'll have a lot more bots than you'll have players until you get to a higher level. Then as you get more experience in the game, they start dropping more actual players in there, giving you a harder chance. Because, I mean, when I play PUBG on the console, I average, at this point, 4 to 5 kills on a good match for me. I'm not at Coach Mo level, but that's about average. But in the game, like the mobile game, I can get 10, 12, and it's not a big deal, which is, for me, that's nuts. It shouldn't be that easy. So even if the bullet drop is there, which that may certainly compensate for a lot of it, but like people just acting in sporadic and dumb ways that they would never ever do, or very rarely that I see in a console where somebody plays that recklessly. So I don't know, it could be just me, but that's some noteworthy news there. I think that wraps it up. There was another story, but Donnie deleted it because he doesn't care about Far Cry 5.
No, Jason said he was gonna do the one.
He said,
You told him to pick one.
I told you, I said pick one of your stories.
Don't blame me.
What about my news story? I came very prepared with one.
Okay, go, Coach.
Yeah.
Madden 19 named Game of the Year forever. How do you guys feel about that? I read it on the PSVG website, so it's got to be.
You know what was actually named Game of the Year by people that make games?
Madden.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
By idiots.
By the people that make Madden.
Games.
The people that make Madden voted.
The dude
Zelda,
couldn't tell Fish Girl how
Breath
he
of the
felt.
Wild.
He couldn't go, hey, Fishy, I love you too. Let's sit on top of this giant camel and not tell each other we love one another. Because, that's what story games do.
Just saying, Zelda's not a story game.
I will say,
could have told Fish Girl, yeah, I love you too. Really appreciate all you've done. Thanks for dying for me.
And the Bears could win a Super Bowl, but
I am very, very excited though for the Madden Space DLC and Madden 19.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I'm pretty jacked.
And then
field goals for days.
And then the Madden Zombie mode. That's gonna be great.
Madden Zombie mode would be
okay. Great. How dope would that actually be?
League football DLC.
Yes.
God.
Coach, Space Jam Madden is a great idea. It's like the best idea we've ever had. It's a really good idea.
Dude, the Space Jam game, that's dope.
So Left 4 Dead style Madden.
I'm calling Jason on this. Do you by any chance know a little bit about what your story was? Because I'm interested. I didn't read it.
I didn't. I just saw the headline and saw a screen capture. I was like, this is awesome. I had to put it in there.
I'm just so excited for Far Cry 5 that I'm like, I've kind of now blocked out the news. What was that?
Put it back.
Donnie put it back in. Let's pull it up here.
Okay, Jason, pull it up. While
was never told she was loved by Zelda or Link, whatever his name is. She never heard "I love you."
I'm just saying the people that make, your Chicago Bear players and sign attributes, they voted Zelda Breath of the Wild game.
I don't think they did.
They did.
I will text them.
Game Developer Conference Game of the Year.
It's anonymous voting though. They don't know that the specific people who worked on Madden voted that.
Doesn't matter. Okay, we don't know who the people are that make Madden.
What's Fish Girl's name?
Fish Girl. Fish Sticks.
No, what's her actual name?
Melfi? That's Wind Waker.
She was never told "I love you." She deserved to be told "I love you." That's messed up.
Maybe he did. He just
says 18 of Coach Mo's ex-girlfriends.
Hey, they all were told. See you later. I gotta
go. Dagger. Got him.
It's been real, yo.
All right, go ahead, Jason. I'm waiting your words.
Read the title
headline that says Far Cry 5's weirdest mission features annual testicle festival.
Okay, that's in Montana though. That's a real thing.
Yeah. So, the story settles around this radical apocalyptic cult in Montana, and talks. You got your variety of side missions, but in this particular side mission, they have a video of it above here in this article. It tasks you with helping the town prepare for an annual tradition, but it's of course called the Testicle Festival. And this author says, I won't spoil it for you, but it involves a sequence that I think it's safe to say you've never seen in a video game before. And I was immediately interested because the screenshot there was some cow loving going on. They were making small beef patties, so to speak. So
this is why the government thinks video games need regulation. It's for articles like this that come up.
And I'm looking through the video right now. It looks like he's in a cow pasture with a shovel, there's some sensual music going on. And now he's killing cattle, harvesting the testicles. I can only assume. Oh my God! So,
Donnie,
there
aren't
you go.
So glad I pre-ordered the deluxe super.
Can't wait, Kevin. Can't wait.
Oh no, there we go. Confirmed. He just picked up engorged bull testicles as an item in his inventory.
That wasn't necessary, Jason.
Yeah.
None of that was needed.
I actually don't want to play this game now.
No, but that's part of Far Cry. You always have to salvage parts of animals to upgrade your gear, like
those parts.
I don't want that gear.
Yeah,
Rocky Mountain oysters, baby.
Nobody wants Rocky Mountain oysters.
He just ran over that one.
Oh, but wait! At the end of the video, there's a birthday party, and there's a pig wearing a party hat and a goat wearing a party hat at the very end of the video. So see, it's all good.
You're drinking and doing stuff. Yeah. Oh no, but that what's going on with that pig and the goat? Oh, okay. Whew. I thought it was getting really weird for a second.
Let's not go Black Mirror, guys. Let's keep away from that.
Anyway, I'm really excited for this game. I don't care. So whatever.
Kevin said, "Testicles, sign me up."
Hashtag Kevin game.
Oh yeah.
Kevin is now sack boy.
Literally. But in other news though, that made Kyle very happy. They did confirm that your dog that you have throughout the game cannot die.
That's good.
All you have to do is pet the dog, and he gets up and continue along his way. So he just needs a belly.
Not a part of the testicle festival. That's good.
I don't think there's hippos in Montana, but I could be wrong.
Sorry,
I'm not a zoologist.
There's tundra Wookiees.
There's Wookiees?
Tundra Wookiees. They're all over.
Banthas, you mean? What's a tundra Wookiee?
Yeah, you don't know what a tundra Wookiee is?
Isn't that a bantha?
No, that's when you're single and you live in Montana and it's winter. You need to find something to keep you warm.
This is a podcast.
All right. On that note, everybody, we're about ready to go. So, Donnie, where can people find you?
I don't even know if I want to put my.
I read the definition. Oh my god.
Pass.
I'm gonna mute.
You can follow me on Twitter at Play Nintendo and at PSVG. And that's good stuff. Good job, guys.
Coach, where can people find you, sir?
Sorry. At Coach Hulk on the Twitter. Same with the Xbox. And stay away from Tundra Wookiees. It's not safe.
Jason.
Yeah. Hi. I'm here. I'm at JW Lacey on Twitter. What's up? Swipe right.
God. I just read the definition too.
The impaired bathing skills. That's just uncalled for.
Oh my God. Okay. Head over to the website, playsomevideogames.com if you want to join us on our Discord.
I'm pasting this. Go in Discord because I'm pasting this picture because it's great.
Sign up for our Discord if you want to know more because this is ridiculous.
Jason will never be allowed back on the show.
Make sure it's Coach Mo's fault, really.
No, I didn't say. He's talking about testicles being chopped off. I talked about a Tundra Wookiee. That's way different.
Yeah. I don't think it's worse though. I think yours is worse. Yeah, tell a friend about the show. I don't know why you would do that or subject them to this, but hey, you might. But yeah, more importantly than anything, stay away from Tundra Wookiees, clearly. Stay away from cow testicles. But more importantly, remember, folks, to never stop gaming.